Hey, what's up guys, this is Liam or Weagle on your Overwatch, back with a new video. Today, we're gonna cover it. It's Mercy, and is she too good? We're not gonna be going on a witch hunt though, guys. We're gonna be looking at both sides of this argument, as I am seeing a lot of complaints from both sides on forums, on Reddit, in comment sections, and just in games in general about the new Mercy being either too good or not as fun to play as the old Mercy. I've heard both sides of every argument from every direction for every single aspect of her new kit. So today we're going to be breaking it all down, talking about the different situations where it seems fair or may not seem fair. And as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. So I'm going to assume nobody's been living under a rock and everyone knows what the changes are. These Mercy changes are some of the biggest we've ever seen for one character in one swing, and Mercy's being seen in every game at every rank at the minute. But the first thing I want to talk about is what we kind of predicted would happen with this kit, is that Mercy's real value is in the tempo res potential. It always has been, it always was. Now at different levels of play, and context is going to come in a lot in this video guys, the big 6-man Mercy reses did swing some fights back in some of the lower ranks in the game, whereas at some of the higher levels and pro play in particular, actually tempo resing is where people would see a lot of value. Bringing back 1 or 2 people that are down into a fight to get your whole team to rally up and then take the point back straight away. So as that was one of the strongest parts of her kit, even though some people didn't realize, with this new Mercy, it's becoming very obvious very quickly that this whole tempo res thing always was the best part about the res, and the fact that she can still do that as well as this other stuff on top is why she's seeing so much use in like all of the games. Now we have done a video covering how to deal with this, and if you'd like to check that out, I will link it for you guys in the description and on screen. But I think undeniably the best part of her kit is still there on top of all of this other stuff, which is why it's causing so much controversy. So what I want to go into now is actually the fairness of the 1-man res whenever you want every 30 seconds, because that's where a lot of people are either loving or having a lot of complaints about the new Mercy. So the first part I want to cover, I think, is it fair for someone that hits a skill shot to have that resed instantly and you lose that value out of that shot that you've hit? Now there's obviously a lot of debate about what skill shots are too, but let's just say a Widow headshot across the map as an example. Well, if the Widow gets a really good pick on someone and it's res straight away, that doesn't feel great, and the whole point in this Mercy change was for it to feel great. Now another argument that I also see is that maybe you should pick the Mercy, but I'm going to just nullify this now. Mercy's not peeking out, right? She's hiding behind a wall healing something, so she's not really the person you can get the pick on straight away. So I can kind of understand both sides of this. If it feels a bit bad as the Widow, but also as the Mercy, your teammate's probably overextended and you've managed to then get that res. So it feels great for you. You managed to correct a wrong that your teammate did. But on the other side of things, it feels really bad. Now this actually happened to me on Hanamura the other day, where an enemy Winston completely overextended into our backline and we killed him straight away. However, the Mercy flies in and reses him, he gets a second of invulnerability and he has all of his health back, and him making that massive mistake actually made the play. So that's where I'm seeing a lot of these complaints. So on the team of the mistaker, they're loving it. They love the fact they can bring their team back. And on the other team, it doesn't feel very good. So that's where a lot of the problems are. Now the next thing I want to move on to is actually the ultimate itself as well, because of course you get multiple tempo reses. In fact, I think you can get 5 reses in 30 something seconds. I don't know the exact math, but you can get a lot of reses from using this ultimate. And the thing is, does this ultimate charge too quickly? That's what I want you guys to answer for me, because it still charges really fast. And then when you get into this ultimate form, you're really hard to shoot, especially at lower levels of play. You zip around the map like crazy, you can fly where you want, you can res like constantly, it feels like. That 10 seconds just feel like it's always counting down. You get a res, you pop your ultimate, you get a res. In fact, there was a clip I showed the other day, and I'll put it on for you guys now, where I resed a Zarya like 3 times within a 15-second period. Now, it may look on the face of things like she's just dying, but if she's up alive and they're focusing her, then we can win out the fight by taking on her team. These tempo reses make an enormous impact on the game, and the fact that she gets her ultimate so quickly means that she's like in this constant crazy mid-fight where it feels like she's really hard to focus, but if you don't focus her and you kill things, they get resed anyway, but if you try and focus her, it feels like it takes forever and you die in the process. So that's where I think the biggest complaint about the new Mercy is, and I don't know what side I fall on right now. I actually feel like if you take the means to counter her, as FREEDO explained in his video, then maybe it's not as much of a problem as people say it is, but at the same time, having this instant res value on a really short cooldown can feel bad for people sometimes that are getting picks. But again, on that flip side, the Mercy that are resing the people making mistakes, it feels great. So I think if you guys forced an opinion out of me, actually, it would be that Mercy's definitely better than she was now, because the thing she could always do is awesome still, and she has more value as well. We haven't even mentioned the fact that she can like heal her whole team at once while flying in the air while not being able to get shot because she's really hard to hit. Like, that's crazy. Or damage boost or whatever. That's really good as well. So the next thing I want to talk about is something that I found even more interesting than all of this stuff, and that is some Mercy players actually aren't having as much fun with the new Mercy as they did the old one. Now, I don't know if this is a skill gap thing or people just get used to something and like it the way it is, but this new Mercy, I think, is undeniably doing more things more often. There's none of this hiding in the middle of the fight Mercy, and maybe sometimes that makes it harder to stay alive. But you're always engaging with something. It's not necessarily super difficult. You fly to someone and press E and try and fly away, and there's a big skill there in positioning and knowledge, and that's definitely true, but it's definitely more engaging. There's 100% more things going on. There's an entire mid-fight to stay alive in, to try and res someone, pop your ult, keep everybody alive, res somebody else, and keep the entire fight going. It has made some King of the Hill matches feel like they never end, but as the Mercy player, you have to be feeling like you're doing a lot more as well. So that's one thing that I struggle to see, is how you could enjoy this less, because you're definitely doing more now as Mercy than you've ever done before in an active play style. So where do we go from here? Where do we actually draw this line of what we want? Because there is value in other things in the game like Discord and hitting a really nice sleep dart, but if you're always getting res as Mercy, is that just easier for the most part to utilize than hitting a sleep every 8 seconds, which is effectively the same thing, but it's not just the press of a button. So usually on this channel we take this firm stance, this is too good or this is too bad, but we're actually sitting here on these Mercy changes thinking, well, it's a little bit good. It feels a little bit cheap sometimes because someone's overextended and they should be punished, but for the most part, it actually seems quite fair. I would personally just say though, the ultimate just needs to come a little bit slower, and I think she's nearly in the right place. Let me know what you guys think. Of course, metas always change and shift, so when another hero becomes good, she might become bad again. The biggest question from me to you though is it fair to have a skill shot on someone overextended resed instantly, or is it unfair to the other player? Who is it most fair for? I'm not sure. You'll have to let me know. Be sure to check out our Twitter, guys, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you get notified when our videos go live. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people.